Hello and welcome to the Chalk Sport Podcast. This is Blaze and I'm CJ, and today we'll be going over our 2025 NFL mock drafts.
Hell yeah. Alright, we're going for the first two rounds, so we're going to start at 64, work our way down to 1, and with my 64, the Philadelphia Eagles select Trey Harris.
See, for me, I chose Josiah Stewart out of Michigan.
That's a good pick too. I think I have them picking a lineman earlier in the draft, so they don't need another edge. But
And that's fine, yeah.
teach their own. All right, next one I have is Ariante Irsay out of Minnesota for the Kansas City Chiefs at number 63.
Okay, and that's also a valid pick. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, when you get to the second round, it's kind of hard to choose players. It's kind of just an iffy scenario. But,
Yeah, it's a little tiring.
And for me, I chose Alfred Collins, defensive tackle out of Texas.
See, that's a solid pick too. I like him, but I just feel like they need tackles after the Super Bowl, and that's the perfect tackle for them.
Okay.
Moving on to 62, the Buffalo Bills select Chris Paul Jr.
Okay.
And that's a pretty solid. It feels
It's
like
really not a bad pick at all.
It feels like the best pick for them. They need somebody who's talented on all ends as a linebacker, and he's the perfect linebacker for them.
Okay, yeah, okay. And for me, I chose JT Tuimoloau, whatever, however you say his name, edge out of Ohio State for the Bills, and I honestly believe this is a good pick.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about more
Yeah.
when we get to mine, but where I have him. But for the Washington Commanders, I have your boy, Darian Porter, going to the Commanders as a corner out of Iowa State. We're gonna talk about him way more when we get to his pick next week.
Yeah, so I chose Jack Beck out of TCU, wide receiver.
So you're sleeping.
So I'm kind of just a little bit, but I still feel like the Commanders need a wide receiver. You're looking at, you have Terry, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, you have Tubbs too.
yeah,
But
but
the Lord. The
I
Deebo
feel like they
Samuels.
still have a very weak wide receiver room.
Yeah,
It's not necessarily
some-
strong.
there's some very big players and then there's some very bad players.
Yes.
Next one we got for the Lions, I have Benjamin Morrison out of Notre Dame.
And I've loved Benjamin Morrison out of this class. This is a great
Solid.
pick.
He's a solid player, and he played really well during the playoff run, which kind of got him into the spot. But next one you got for?
I have Lyndon Jackson, edge out of Arkansas.
I have him way higher.
For me, it's just
If he fell that far, then yeah, I
a
would have him.
luck of the draw type of thing, and it's just not forgetting about him, but
Yeah.
I feel there's better options.
So, my 59 is the one we talked about for a second, JT Tuimoloau. And I want to talk about this guy a little more because overall he's a very strong player. He's very compact. He was a top 5 prospect coming out of high school, which is very good for him. He's ranked total after the combine. He's ranked 5th in all the edges for his total score. His production was 3rd highest in the league. He played really well all 4 years in Ohio State. He's the most talented, second rounder probably because of his experience. He played against the best of the best at a high level. He's got good movements. I like his hop step and a good time hit chop, but he does lack the quickness to get him outside the edge. When he's kind of a big dude, 265 pounds, 6'4".
Massive dude, yes.
That's tough on edge. Pause. But he's just great talent out of Ohio State that I feel like could be the difference maker when it comes to the Baltimore Ravens, who are lacking that kind of plus edge rusher that they need.
Yeah, 100%. And I agree with you. I really think that's a great pick.
Yeah.
Any team really that takes him is not going to be
Yeah.
disappointed.
But I feel like he fits perfectly in that Baltimore Ravens defense that is very weak on the edge as of late.
Mm-hmm. That's very good.
Your Ravens pick.
My Ravens pick is Andrew Makuba, safety out of Texas, and this is another thing of just a team that's not necessarily strong in the safety department. Not saying they're weak, but
They have certain people, but they don't have everybody, and they're very injury prone
Yeah.
in there. As of late, my 58 is Jaden Ivey, the edge out of Mississippi, Ole Miss.
Yeah, and that's
It's a perfectly even pick for them. They don't need edges, but they have him because he falls so far down. When you get kind of down to there and Jay Ivy's still there, you kind of take him like that. It's kind of pick the best player at that point.
yeah. And for me, it's Xavier Restrepo, wide receiver out of Miami. Haven't fallen a little bit, but
Feels like a little. You have him falling? I feel like there's a reach a little bit, but
reach. But honestly, I see him as one of the stronger wide receivers, but it's still a weak wide receiver.
yes, they do need a wide receiver. So I do. If I were to pick a wide receiver for them, it would be Xavier Restrepo.
Yeah.
But I have a hard time picking a wide receiver when there's a talent like Jaden Ivey sitting on the board.
Yeah.
And we have the same Panthers pick, I think, right? Yeah, we do.
Alec A.O. Manor.
Yep, we both have Alec Aramaro out of Stanford.
Yeah.
For number 57.
56.
56?
Oh, 50.
The
Oh,
Bills.
yeah.
I have Carson Schwesselting, the linebacker out of UCLA, and that was a tough one to pick, but
Okay, and that's kind of that's fine.
that's respectable.
I have Azariah Thomas out of Florida State, cornerback.
That's a solid pick too.
The Bills,
If they needed a corner like they do, I still have like a few guys higher than him.
Yeah.
But you also have those guys higher than what I have them at.
Yeah, so we flip flop.
It's kind of where it's kind of where you feel about like specific corners and how many corners get picked.
Yeah.
Because I know you have Benjamin and I know you have Darian Porter higher than I had them.
Mm-hmm.
So if I were down there, then probably would end up with the same picks. But they need a linebacker, and Carson looks pretty solid out of line.
No, he very very strong, very strong.
Okay, who's your next one?
My 55, Harold Fannin Jr.
Okay,
out of Bowling Green, tight end for the Chargers.
that's very fair. I would have him falling a little farther.
Yeah, and that's respectable. It's also just for me. It's just Chargers
Production.
tight end is.
Yeah, and he produced.
Yeah.
I have Derek Harmon,
Okay.
the Oregon D lineman, who
That's
is
a great pick.
very solid. He fell very far from my eyes and fits perfectly in that Charger system.
I think I have him higher. I think I have him.
So your Packers. Yep.
My Green Bay Packers pick
Not your actual Packers, but
is Darian Porter.
there it is.
Cornerback out of Iowa State. The Packers will not be disappointed if they pull this,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Darian Porter goes in the first round.
Okay. Calm the glaze.
Top 10 pick in my opinion.
Okay.
This man is a 6'3" corner that moves like he's not 6'3". He moves like he's a 5'11" little guy. You know what I'm saying?
Graded 93rd out of all 93, second highest out of all corners,
Yes.
which is athletic.
He ran a 4'3". How big is he? 6'3".
6'3", 195.
He's a bigger dude for a corner. Still ran a 4'3". That is insane.
Oh, but Lance Zerlin has him round 3.
Yeah, but Lance Sterling is also pretty dumb when it comes to Darian Porter because
Oof.
Darian Porter is a top 10 pick, and you guys will look back at this video when he wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. You can be like, wow, CJ, what a pick was that? How'd you do that?
He's not going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. They never give it to corners. They always sleep on corners.
Didn't Sauce win it?
Did he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Sauce won it.
But I feel like that might have been some name value too, though.
Yeah, I kind of get that. Yeah.
Defensive. Move on. What's
My 53rd
No, I didn't
pick.
talk about my.
Oh, you didn't talk about your pick. Yeah, we were.
I have Brandon Swissing out of the edge out of LSU, and it kind of changes because of how much I value edge versus how much you value corners.
Mm-hmm.
To where you have a lot more corners selected higher, where I have a lot more edges selected.
My edges are actually kind of higher too. Like you don't see a lot of them, but there's definitely a couple more, a little bit higher.
I have a lot of edges in this draft. A lot of edges and a lot of, but that's kind of what I focus on too.
Yeah.
I specialize in edge, and you have Swissing going up.
Yeah, so for me, my 53rd pick is Benjamin Morrison, cornerback out of Notre Dame.
Yeah. So you have him higher than what I do.
Yeah.
But I also feel like he falls a little bit, and I do like that. What pick is that? That's the Bucks pick.
Yeah, that is the Bucks pick.
See, I had them going Demetrius Knight Jr.
Okay, and that is completely valid, knowing they need a
great
linebacker
player.
too.
He's a very great player, and I loved him coming out of South Carolina. South Carolina has some really good talent this year.
South Carolina has an insane amount of talent, and if only they could have just realized it during the season.
Yeah.
You know,
Turn it into something for once.
Okay, so for me, my personal team, the Seattle Seahawks, are going to take Ozzie Trapilo, offensive tackle out of Boston College, which is something we very, very need. We had one of the worst offensive lines in the NFL last season, surrounding
Okay.
a decent quarterback, which has made him seem worse. You know, Geno Smith is not that bad of a QB. He's definitely worse. I feel like if we had a better offensive line, it would have been a better season
Yeah,
in general.
but also at the same time, your team sucks.
Wow, that's
Terrible.
that's
team.
crazy coming from the
LT.
people that finished behind
LT.
us.
You know, Niners better.
Okay,
So my mock draft bugs out. That's glorious.
that's amazing actually.
I lose 2 of my picks.
Because you're talking about
That's so annoying. My
that
picks
actually
are,
is kind of crazy. Like,
my picks are literally blocked.
well, I'll say my picks. Then
So-
we could,
Well, for my Seahawks, I had TJ Sanders,
okay.
and I'm sure. I don't know who I have them picking earlier. There's somebody there. I don't know who. I can't remember off the dome what I did.
Yeah.
But TJ Sanders is gonna fit really well in that system. Oh wait, I meant to talk about Demetrius Knight more.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay, we'll go back.
Let me just search this.
Rewind. So for Demetrius Knight, I have him very high because his production score is great, 71, 5th out of all linebackers, and he's kind of that solid like hit you in the face. Watch out because he'll hit you, and what he's lacking is mental problems, not physical. He's physically near perfect.
Like physically able 100%.
The only thing he can't do is blitz, but that's fine because he's Demetrius Knight Jr. That
And
name
that's something you will learn. That's not like
yeah, you can develop that.
yes.
The problem he does have is triggers, and he falls. He kind of falls under the quarterback's eyes a lot.
Mhm.
But that's again something you can learn.
Yeah, 100%.
That's kind of where I have him. It's tough on both sides because he didn't run the greatest 40 with a 4.58. But at the same time,
But that's also not terrible.
he's 6'2", 235, and he's a senior. So he's going to learn. He's going to have some time to develop, but we'll have to see how it unfolds. Next one, you're up.
So I chose Denver Broncos pick Caleb Johnson, running back out of Iowa.
That's fair.
That you just some supporting staff.
I think I have Amari Hampton going there. I could be wrong, but I think that's who I ended up picking.
Okay, and that is a valid pick, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, what are you going to do? You going to invalidate my picks?
And then the Seattle Seahawks again choose a wide receiver out of Ole Miss, Trey Harris.
It's so annoying that my thing moved.
Yeah, it's fine. What's it called? I chose Trey Harris, wide receiver out of Ole Miss, which is just something, losing DK and Lockett, there's a certain amount of room you need to get back, and I feel like Trey Harris is.
Yeah, I feel Trey Harris is very talented.
Yeah.
You'll never hear me talk about Trey Harris.
It would have been nice to have him and DK, both Ole Miss guys, but
Yeah, well, we'll see who I have later because I might have a double Ole Miss. Anyways, I think I had. Did I pick TJ Sanders at any point? Because if not, I'll go TJ Sanders. Okay, TJ Sanders is who I'll have for the Broncos.
Okay.
Broncos need D-line. TJ Sanders I'm very high on. Let me just double check. Yeah, I think I did picking him there. I could be wrong because none of it is there and it's super annoying. Hold on. Sanders, Shador. Nope, never mind. I have TJ Sanders. Oh, I literally just said TJ Sanders. Okay, this is a mess.
Hey, but it's fine. So if you want, we could just glaze
Who
over
do I
it.
have? We'll just do what they have there, but they have Benjamin Morrison.
You
We'll do the Anali Thomas out of Florida State.
Okay.
Because I don't think I picked him anytime sooner. I don't think I was very high on him until now. So, for the cornerback, I have Anari Thomas.
Okay.
For the Broncos, solid player. Didn't have a lot of production, but it was on a very bad team. And the less tackles you have, the better corner you are. He's very physically gifted, and the Broncos will fit him well. And they need a corner after that Bengals game. Whew.
Yeah, it's just the Broncos. But the Broncos, honestly, are a playoff team when they want to be. there's always those glimpses of potential.
When they
But
decide to play.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like the 49ers. When they want to be, they could be a playoff team. But
Yeah. They have that turn it on moment, and they did play good this season. The defense did get shot at the end, but they found the weakness, which was the cornerback core.
Yeah.
So you got to stack up on corners now.
Yeah, I see him taking a couple, honestly.
Okay.
I don't have him taking a couple, but...
Who's your Seahawks 50?
Trey Harris.
Okay, so my Seahawks 50 will be...
Trey Harris.
I think I have Trey Harris falling sooner, actually. I think I had him pick an O-line. We'll go with who I just saw, and now I'm forgetting his name. I know I didn't pick this dude. Jonah out of Arizona.
Yeah, what a great pick,
324 pounds, 6'4", athletic freak. I remember watching him.
Yeah.
I just don't think I had him going in the first round. Now I do, because that's so annoying. I'm still frustrated.
And honestly, I think that's a great pick too. I'm not gonna lie. That's what the Seahawks need is a lineman.
It's line, yeah, because your line get hit hard.
Terribly. It was hard to watch.
Oh, God, that smooth food smells so good.
Okay, and then
no, 49. We're recovered. We're back.
Princely Uman Milan.
Oh, I love Princely. Oh,
Edge out of
I
Ole Miss.
definitely had Princely going to the Broncos. Now that I remember it, I had Princely going to the Broncos.
What's it called? No, that's my pick. I honestly feel like same thing with the Bengals. They just obviously just had a crazy extension of Hendrickson, right?
Trey, yeah.
Right, but maybe you just need someone else to complement that, and that's
the perfect guy for it.
Yeah. There's
So mine, I had Darius Alexander.
okay.
Another D lineman out of Toledo. A lot of question marks around him. Like, can he play at the pro level? Is
100%.
he gonna fit?
100%.
I believe he can. He's very talented. He's physically gifted. Only question is size, which has another question for another dude in the later part. But moving on to the Dolphins, I had Chavo Revo
Okay.
out of ECU.
And I think I had him a little higher. I feel like.
I feel like that's probably also fair.
I had Maxwell Hairston out of Kentucky, cornerback, very high on my corners. Obviously.
Fair. I had him going 47.
Okay, and that's
What's your 47 for the Cardinals?
Ariante Irsay.
Okay, so we kind of
I'll
swapped
tackle.
a little bit.
Yeah, that's
That's fine.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mock draft. You do whatever you want. Yeah, Maxwell Harrison and Siobhan Revo, it's kind of close. Maxwell, you have more talent you've seen him play against, whereas Siobhan has proved better stats.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the thing for me. For me, it's like obviously you gotta look at stats, but you also gotta look at competition and combine. For me, I'm a big,
Yeah, PFF grades is huge.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I rely on for corners because I can't read a corner as well as I can read somebody else, like a lineman. Moving on, though, number 45. So we swapped a lot of these.
Yeah.
I've landed Jackson for the Colts.
And I have Carson Schwessinger, linebacker.
Very
UCLA.
fair, though.
Yeah,
I love
I think you had him a
Carson.
little earlier.
I had him way later, like later, earlier in the draft.
Later.
But I love him. He's a good pick.
And I really think the Colts can't go wrong with that at all.
No, the Colts. He's near perfect as a prospect.
And for me, the Dallas Cowboys at 40. Wait, did you say you're 45? Yeah, Landon Jackson.
Landon Jackson.
So my 44 for the Cowboys is gonna be Xavier Watts out of Notre Dame, safety.
Yeah,
And
that's fair.
Panthers just need everything really. There's not
That's the trade one.
I mean the Cowboys. Yeah. So the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
His mock draft had trades and we
Yeah.
didn't communicate that well. 44 at Jane Higgins, the wide
Okay.
receiver out of Iowa State. Cowboys need wide receiver talent. Jane Higgins, pretty talented, just hasn't been able to show it overall. Not a great quarterback. And now he gets a good quarterback. Good. Dak Prescott. Can't use those two in the same word. Both sides were good at being bad. Anyway, that was awful.
Dak Prescott's top
Are you ready for some glaze?
32 quarterback.
Are you ready for some glaze? Read your Niners pick.
TJ Sanders, defensive tackle out of South
Okay,
Carolina.
yeah, I love TJ Sanders. Now let me get my glaze on. Nick Amanwari.
Oh my goodness.
I am so high on this dude. If he goes to the Niners, I'm buying that jersey within a second.
So the thing is, he's not getting past pick 30.
Yeah, no, I kind of forgot about him.
But
when I was
that's
doing my
fine.
mock draft.
You know, honestly, my mock draft is pretty bad too.
Yeah, my mock draft, I completely forgot about him. So,
Hey, but you know, maybe they will too. You know, you never know. Like,
so on PFF, his ADP is 39. So I definitely pulled some strings to get to him.
yeah.
But he's 6'3", 220, and ran a 4.38.
For the that's what I'm saying.
He jumps 43 inches in the air. His 10-yard split is 1.49, and he bench presses 20 reps. There is not a lot of flaws besides mental flaws. His downhill trigger's very inconsistent. He take bad angles. His hip tightness is too close. But his speed, versatility, his size, everything coming to body is so perfect. His wingspan and his ball skill is just absolutely insane.
His ball skills are amazing.
He's so good at playing with balls. No,
He's
but like you throw it in his direction and he can fly to the other side of the field and get it. That's how talented he is.
very, very talented.
Keep your eyes open on him. I'm so high on him. We gotta move to a guy you're high on though.
So a guy I'm very high on,
Donovan Jackson.
tackle out of Ohio State, and that's honestly I don't see anything where he shouldn't be getting picked. Maybe even a little higher than in the 40s.
Lance Zierlein has him going 1 to 2.
Yeah, and honestly, like that's a great place to have him because, especially coming out of Ohio State, it's a very strong program. I feel like they built him up to a point where he's been pro ready for a minute.
Yeah, and he was a 5-star recruit, #1 offensive guard in the nation when he came out because of his body. 6'4", I think he's 6'4", 315 with
Insane.
long arms and big hands. Literally, he puts you where he wants you.
Yeah.
Like you are in his control. The question is, can he get that down to flawless, and how well can he fix his mental? Because he gets hurried a lot. When he's in a bad spot, he ends up panicking. That's not great for him. Quicker defenders are faster than him, so he needs to work on his speed. But overall, he is a great player when it comes to footwork. His footwork's all right, but his power and his physicality and just his raw template is perfect. He's like a canvas. Who do you have him going to? The Giants? Oh well.
Yeah.
Well, or the Jets.
The Jets. Yeah.
They're wasting the canvas. I'm just telling you now. He's a great prospect if he goes to the Niners, to the Cowboys. Oh well, the Niners, somewhere where they have good coaching.
Yeah.
Not the Jets. For my Jets pick, I have Jalen Milroe.
See, that's not bad at all. Jalen Milroe falling is honestly I could see him even going in the third or fourth round.
I've seen some crazy stuff. I've seen first round.
Yeah.
He got invited to the green room.
That's crazy. I don't think he's going in the first round.
No, I don't see it either, but he's got mixed things where he's very high and very low, and it's a Jets pick to pick Jalen Milroe, who needs talent and somebody to coach him, and they have none of that.
And it's I mean, that's kind of fine, but I feel like, I don't know, for me, do you think a team has ever ever chosen somebody because they feel bad about them being in the green room?
No, because Will Levis happened last year.
I feel like that's exactly what I'm talking about. Will Levis
fallen to the 33rd. Yeah, that definitely was maybe. I think it's more of not feel bad. I think it's he's the best talent in the draft. Pick him. That they kind of throw everything out the window if a guy falls that far and picks the best talent.
Yeah.
So
that kind of was the fall of the Jaguars though. That Trayvon Walker pick.
Trayvon Walker's been good.
He's been good, but I feel like
I forget about him a lot.
Not #1 pick potential.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. Oh, by the way, you mentioned this earlier about Rookie of the Year. There's been 2 corners in the last 10 years.
Really?
It was.
Hey, but that's in 2 corners in the last 10 years. That's pretty fair.
Since 2000, it's been middle linebackers, tackles. Marcus Peters really turned out well. Marshawn Lattimore and Sauce Gardner.
You also got Charles Woodson. What do you?
Did I miss Woodson? That's pre-2000.
Okay.
I never have heard of Marcus Peters.
Marcus Peters? You never heard of Marcus Peters?
It's been a minute.
Ravens guy, right?
No, he's the Chief.
No, I'm saying that he's on the Ravens though.
Oh yeah, he is. Huh? Good pull.
Heck yeah, I know ball. Don't worry, I know ball.
Well, he hasn't played. He didn't play last year. He was a Raven.
Yeah.
Or he was a Raider. But Marcus Peters, R.I.P. Like he's dead. He won 90% too. He was like a high pick.
No, I honestly, I really do remember Marcus Peters. Like that was a guy I honestly did like.
So moving on, Bears. I don't know if I gave you crap for Xavier Watts, but I have him going to the Bears at 41.
I don't even think I picked him.
Yeah,
No,
you
I
did,
did.
you did.
I
I remember him.
Yeah. I did.
Who do you have?
Donovan Ezeraiku. And honestly, I have a lot of people. I see a lot of people putting him higher, and I get that, but then again, I feel like there's a lot of better talents in this.
The Boston College dude.
Yeah.
Holy sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see it happening though, because his size is very questionable. I'll talk about it more when it gets to my pick, but his size is my big question mark.
Yeah. Okay.
So 40 for the Saints. I have Omar Norman Lott.
What a name.
It's a sick name.
No, but where's he from? Out of
Tennessee.
Okay.
He's a defensive lineman, and the only question with the Saints is, do they get a quarterback? Because we're talking about a team who doesn't have a quarterback this year.
Hey, they got. What do you mean? They got the Shohei Ohtani of football. They got Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
Quarterback,
Taysom Hill's
tight end, running back,
Taysom
wide
Hill is
receiver.
not the
head
quarterback
coach.
I would rely on to save my team. Because Derek Carr did get hurt.
Yeah, and honestly, Derek Carr. I mean, if you look at the first 3 games of the season, holy cow, this guy was.
Yeah, he was great, and then
And
fell
then
off a cliff.
You look at the last 14, and you're like, what just happened?
Yeah, that was embarrassing to see. Next one, 39. I have Tate Redridge out of Georgia.
Okay, that's yeah.
For the Bears, they need tackles. We know they need guards. They need tackles. And Tate is the perfect prospect for them to fit that guard spot. Who do you got?
Tyleik Williams, defensive tackle at Ohio State, another Ohio State guy.
I
You're
think
gonna see a couple Ohio State guys right here. So
I think I am going way earlier because I feel like he's stronger than Tyleik Williams. Never mind. I had him going. Oh, I can see who I had him going to. 51. Was that the Bills?
yeah, no. Well, I didn't have it going. Oh, I had him going to the Bears.
No, but that's who I have.
51 was the I think
That was it's the Broncos.
Broncos.
I had him going to the Broncos.
Okay.
We finally figured out that mystery. I don't know who the other one would be. But he was covered under the menu because I decided to print PDF. I didn't know that would bug it out. All right. For my Patriots, I have Donovan Jackson.
Donovan Jackson's fired too.
Yeah, you were talking about him earlier. He's a great talent, but I just didn't. I had him going way sooner.
Sorry, I just got a notification.
I saw. I was like,
Yeah,
what the heck? Oh, you have Jack Sawyer.
So I have Jack Sawyer coming out. So out of
Did I
New England.
pick Jack Sawyer? I don't think I had Jack Sawyer. I didn't. Which. Yeah, no, I didn't have Jack Sawyer get picked.
See, the only reason I really chose Jack Sawyer is just because when you're looking at a team like the Patriots, they really need defense.
Yeah.
There's no really.
I don't disagree with that pick.
How many defensive guys can you name on the Patriots?
Oh, the corner.
Gilmore?
No.
Oh no, he's not on the Patriots.
No, the Hispanic dude. Why am I blanking on his name?
But you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no one. There's really
they
no
have
one.
talent. They have some talent, but
But it's not what they need, And I just feel like you gotta take some chances.
He's a great player too. I have him. I want him to go to the Browns though.
Yeah, that's fine.
I feel like it's really wrong if he doesn't go to the Browns. Ohio State kid, really loves his teams. It would be perfect for the Browns. 37. I have the Scat Pack. Cam Scatavoo. 93rd in production score. Or 93 in production score, second ranked along running backs.
Mm-hmm.
And he's an athletic freak.
And that's completely fair. That is. I think I have him going a little higher.
I think he has the perfect footwork, and the Raiders the Raiders running back core is shot, reload the shotgun, shoot them again, and then dance on their head because they are not a strong running back core, and I feel like a built low he's built like a Ford F-150.
Mm-hmm. Like just big and strong.
Yeah, he's weak on some levels, but so what? He's built like a Ford F-150, and I love him, and he's fun to watch. Who do you got? Raiders.
Trayvon Henderson, running back out of Ohio State.
So,
that's a great pick. Raiders need a running back.
You have running backs falling before me.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I only chose this because Raiders are cooked in the running back
Yeah,
department.
like I said, they're shot up there,
Yeah.
but they also do need talent there, and if fallen, you have running backs going sooner than me. That's why I feel like we have a lot of those problems where a lot of your running backs are deeper because of just where you're at.
Yeah.
So my question for the Browns is, where do you want a quarterback? Do you want to wait for a Will Howard, a Tyler Schwa out of Louisiana? Because for what pick are we in? Oh,
We're at 36.
36. I have Kevin Winslow. Kevin Winslow Jr. out of Penn State, the safety.
Mhm.
Perfect fit for, like, they need a safety. He's the talent they need. He fits perfectly.
Yeah, and that's
Fair, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I feel like your pick's gonna be.
I have Siobhan Revo Jr. out of East Carolina, quarterback. Yeah.
So I have him falling way low.
Yeah. So you had him falling way later, but it's
I don't know what I have more of that you don't. I think it's probably tackles and D line.
yeah, definitely.
Because I'm way higher on D line than you are.
Yeah, but I mean, you also know more about it, so you know.
Yeah, I'm definitely. There's some biases with this. But as every draft. For Tennessee, I have Malik Williams out of Georgia.
Okay, I think I have him falling a little earlier, maybe.
Yeah, I feel like he fits perfectly in Tennessee at 35. They need the defense. They already have T-Pain. Throw a guy next to him that's just as talented.
Yeah.
Who do you have? 35.
35, I have Luther Burden, the third wide receiver out of Missouri. Just another thing, I made this before they picked up Tyler Lockett today or yesterday.
Oh, they did? I missed that. They picked up Tyler Lockett.
Yeah, so the Titans did pick up Tyler Lockett. The Titans are kind of the team where everybody
I don't
goes
think
to.
it matters.
Yeah, I think Tyler Lockett is going to become one of those things.
I think Tyler Lockett will be a mentor, almost.
Yeah, I feel like honestly the Titans is just a place where wide receivers go to.
Go to die.
Basically, yeah.
Calvin Ridley.
Like think about it.
So
DeAndre Hopkins kind of came back out of it, but
believe it or not, I have Luther Burden going to 15.
okay.
I have him way higher because I think he's way more talented.
And that
See, show.
Yeah.
New York Giants 34.
I have Gray Zabel, offensive tackle out of North Dakota State.
Very fair. I have him falling before then.
Yeah.
I am going to the Chiefs. I have them getting Jackson Dart.
Okay.
So did you see
And not Jackson.
did you see what the GM posted?
What did he post?
He privated his account, but his last post was just a Jackson Dart montage.
Really?
And it would be perfect for the Giants, I think. I think Jackson Dart is actually the best person for them.
For the Giants, yeah, it makes sense. But if you think about it, they just signed
Jameis
and Russell Wilson.
I think having Jackson Dart in the room is all they need.
Yeah, the only reason I don't have the Giants taking him is because I have Jackson Dart falling earlier. But
Yeah,
I
talk
wouldn't
about
put
it.
it past you for.
Plug it in.
I have at 33. I have the Cleveland Browns picking Jackson Dart. This is a team that doesn't really have a QB.
Yeah, it kind of depends on where they want a quarterback. Because if you're the Browns, if I'm the GM,
Yeah.
I'm not picking any quarterbacks.
Okay.
Because I'm not high on this QB class. Like, big high on this QB
Yeah,
class.
there's not a standout
And
QB.
I would tank and get Nico or Arch or Garrett Mossmeyer or Drew Aller.
Okay.
One of those talented, lower, next year draft players compared to this year where you have Cam Ward, Shador, and Jackson Dart. And then a bunch of mediocrity. And you don't have time for Jackson Dart to develop. You don't have
and
anybody to develop under.
You need, there's certain teams that need a QB, especially in this draft class, that aren't going to get what they need. And you're going to see that during the season.
Just roll with Joe Flacco.
Mm-hmm.
Roll with Joe Flacco. If he sucks, he sucks. If he wins, he wins. And then next year, you'll have the first round overall pick, hopefully. And then you get Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
Or not Jackson Dart. Archie or
Allen
Nussmeier or Nico, whoever you want. I have him getting Trey Amos.
Okay.
Following that same logic, cornerback out of Ole Miss. Perfect, near perfect prospect. Very talented corner. Just kind of falls because there's better corners in the draft. 32.
I have Trey Amos. Just
Oh.
same thing for the Eagles.
Yeah, so you have one pick before me.
Yeah.
So I have Shamor Stewart. And I'm sure Shamor probably falls way earlier in your draft.
Maybe.
He just didn't fit in well with any of the other teams who needed edges. And it's kind of a pick on who you want.
Yeah, especially with drafts. Drafts is just, it's so hard to predict or just be a GM and just pick it in general.
Yeah.
It's just very hard.
So I have a hard time between Shamor or Nick, the A&M dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Shamor is very more talented, but Nick is proved he can do stuff compared to Shamor, and you'll see Nick in 2 picks.
Okay.
Who's your Chiefs pick?
I have Josh Connolly Jr., tackle out of Oregon.
I have him fallen way sooner. So
And
now I see where our drafts differ.
Yeah, and that's completely fine. Honestly, for me, it's just, I mean, you can't go wrong with this pick.
No, he's great.
I mean, obviously, you have a center. They have a newer center, probably 2-3 years already. Creed Humphreys, right?
Yeah.
He's been there 2-3 years, but
No,
this is a strong tackle. Like,
yeah, he's
allowed
great.
9 pressures the whole year.
He's a
less
great
than
tackle,
one a
and he's
game.
from Oregon, so he's proven it. It's not
Yeah.
like he's playing a bunch of bums.
Yeah, he's proven it. This is
I
a
have
very
Gray
strong team.
Zebbel.
Okay,
You have Gray falling later,
yeah, but
but I'm very high on Gray, and I think he fits well in that Chiefs who need guards. They need guards and tackles.
yeah.
Pretty simple. Bills, I have Nick Certain.
And I have Derek Harmon.
So the other guy out of Texas A&M, Derek Harmon, I think I've fallen sooner too.
Derek Harmon, you already.
No, I had him later.
Yeah, you already picked him.
I wasn't very high on him. I think he's all right. I don't think he's great. They do need D tackles though, so it is a reasonable pick. I just think Nick Certain is more athletic,
Yeah, and that's fine. Yeah,
and he can contrast the better than Derek Harmon can. So 29, you go.
I have Mike Green, edge out of Marshall. This is a pick I see a lot of people choosing earlier.
It feels late. Yeah,
It does. It definitely feels a little late in the draft. I feel like
I'm very high on him though.
yeah, and that makes sense completely.
17 sacks in his season is absurd.
Yeah,
He's athletically gifted. The question is size.
yeah, and the question is size, and
Who you're next to?
yeah, it really depends on if he fits well. Like it really just depends how he fits in this line. Like
Wait till you see where I am.
you're gonna have about like 9.
No, I have him going to a specific team I like.
Oh,
So, for the Commanders, I have Amarian Hampton.
okay.
I think they need a running back. Boom, Amarian Hampton. Perfect. Very talented running back. Very built well size-wise. Kind of the perfect blend of players who, that's who you want. Like,
Mm-hmm.
pretty simple than that. Like, that's who, a talent you want on your team, and they need a running back. Boom. All right, next one. Lions.
I have Josh Simmons going to
You're
the Lions.
on
I
25.
have Josh Simmons
You're on
going to the
25.
Lions.
You're on the wrong one. Oh. Is there a trade?
No, just Justin.
Okay.
I have Josh Simmons going to the Lions.
Okay, I have Jihad Campbell.
That's
Yeah, I
That's
like
a valid
Jihad
pick.
Campbell.
a valid pick.
Oh, I see why.
Yeah.
I like Jihad Campbell. He's very talented. It's just a question of can he turn it into the NFL, which he played NFL talent and has proven it. Let's see how he bends well. They need linebackers. Perfect player for it. Moved on to the Ravens.
So for the Baltimore Ravens, this is a team that obviously, is doing great. There's not a team. There's nothing they really need. I mean, and if they do need someone, it is James Pierce Jr.
I have
Edge
the
out of
same
Tennessee.
pick.
That is an amazing.
He's
like
perfect
there's
for
one
them.
guy that the Ravens need, and I feel like
He's so talented. He's
Yeah.
fast. He's athletic. He's built slim, which is concerning when you come to the NFL. But he played for Tennessee and fit them well. So
Yeah.
what's stopping him from going up? With the people around him, they need edges. I had him drafting another edge in the draft. They'll be able to develop him, and he'll fit well.
Mhm.
Next one, the Rams.
I have them choosing Colston Loveland, the tight end out of Michigan.
I have Colston Loveland. Too.
Hey, go ahead,
I'm telling you, Colston Loveland's perfect for the Rams.
Yeah.
They don't have anybody. I think they have
Yeah.
Parkinson right now. I think that's.
Rams have.
I think it's Cody Parkinson.
Let me see. Does this have?
Yeah, it has everybody. Here, I can just pull it up. real
Yeah,
quick.
you can pull it up. Thank
Rams tight end. Rams T. Yeah, Tyler Higbee and Cole.
you. Okay, yeah.
But that's not what you want for the future. That's not
Not
what
at
you
all.
want to build around. And I had stuff for James Pierce Jr. But we already know he's fast,
yeah.
he's quick, he's good with his punch. He's compared to Odafe Owe,
That's
which is a great comparison.
Yeah.
Great player. Next one.
I have Tyler Booker, guard out of Alabama.
Yeah. That's a fair one. I think Tyler Booker is very talented.
Very talented.
It is a tough decision between two of those. What was the other one? Josh Simmons.
Josh Simmons, yeah.
But I have Tyler Booker going earlier, actually.
Yeah, okay, and that's completely fair. I honestly haven't.
So
Yeah.
this is where I took Josh Corley
Okay.
out of Oregon. I think the Texans need an offensive line. Corley's there. He fits well. It just kind of works. 24, I have Kenneth Grant out of Michigan. Very solid defensive lineman.
Yeah, and Kenneth Grant, I mean, that's
It's pretty simple.
That's honestly a name that I see going top 15. Maybe.
Yeah.
And I have Malachi Starks, safety out of Georgia. I mean, this is just something that the Vikings need, you know?
Yeah, they need safeties.
Yeah.
I have them falling just before them.
Okay.
So I have the Packers getting Malachi Starks.
Okay.
And he's very talented and he fits well. I feel like I kind of slept on him a little bit. I could have gone earlier. Glad to see someone else backs me with that. Let's see, what do you have for the Packers?
The Packers, I have choosing Jihad Campbell.
Oh, you have Jihad Campbell going there?
Yeah.
That's fair. I think he's very talented. He fits well in the Packers system, but there are some positions in need, but their wide receiver core is so young, they don't need wide receivers.
Yeah.
They kind of just need defense.
And the Packers really are a solid team. This is a team that I see being back in the playoff contention for years to come. Just give them like 2 or 3 years to really build up. And
I kind of have, the only reason I kind of have them picking Malachi Starks is they kind of pick the best player on the board.
yeah,
They throw it all out and pick the best player on the board, and it's Malachi Starks.
that's fine.
The Chargers, I have Tyler Booker.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. Like
It's
really,
the most Gruden pick. It's the most Harbaugh pick ever.
yeah.
But now I'm looking at yours, and that's more Harbaugh.
Kenneth Grant out of Michigan makes sense. You know, obviously.
Running it back.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was he described as? A gift from football gods.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we went to. I forgot about to factor in the Michigan connection, but I've seen their guards, and their guards are absolute garbage.
Yeah, and it's just.
They're traumatizing.
Yeah, and I get that, and it's just. I really only chose him just because, first off, that's a spot that they need. Obviously, they need a defensive tackle, and this guy Jim Harbaugh loves this guy, so it's just.
That makes a lot of sense. The weakness they have in guards is so bad.
Yeah.
If you watch any film for the Chargers, their guards are so weak when it comes down to it. They get blown by every time. There's a clip where it's like the tackles are guarding their guys, and then just the offensive line's like 3 dudes in the middle, and then everybody running by.
Bro, that's crazy.
It's such a mess.
Yeah. Isn't Will Clapp on that too, or is he?
Mm-mm. I don't know where he is right now. He rarely plays. I don't think he ever plays.
But it's just my favorite name in that.
The Steelers. I got Short Sanders.
I have Nick Emanwari, the GOAT. No,
I'm so high on. Yeah, he is. He is the GOAT. I'm so high on Nick Eman. I could see how you go that early. I forgot about him. Like I said, I would have probably had him going earlier than that.
There's really, I mean, this dude's massive, 6'3", you know, and
oh yeah, is he massive?
You know what else is massive?
Okay.
Low.
Anyways, moving on before he can continue his crap. Short Sanders, they need a quarterback really bad. Justin Fields is not the quarterback you want to rely on. And Short Sanders falling to 21, I feel like they kind of like, we need a quarterback. Let's get Shador. Let's just settle with Shador. The Broncos, we have the same pick. Matthew Golden. Very talented player. Very fast. And they need wide receivers. Boom. Matthew Golden fits that perfectly. He's the perfect prospect for them to fill that kind of weak point.
Yeah, and you really went from having a really strong wide receiver core, you know, Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah, to
just Cortland.
Lil Jordan Humphrey.
Yeah, it's literally.
Bro, you hate on Lil Jordan Humphrey?
I mean, yeah, look-y am. I mean,
damn. Didn't know we hated.
Not necessarily hating on him.
Didn't know we were a Lil Jordan Humphrey hater club podcast.
No, yeah, I mean, I'm not hating on him. Just obviously he's not.
Yeah.
What you need.
So Tampa, who do you got?
I have Emeka Egbuka.
Okay.
Going to Tampa.
That's fair. I have Donovan E.
Okay.
I like him. He's proven that he can do stuff. Problem is, question is size. And you have him going later probably because of size, which is very fair and which is what I would do too.
Mm-hmm.
If the Bucks didn't need an edge. Bucks need an edge. And you think they need wide receivers.
See, I don't necessarily think they need wide receivers, but I think it would be in their best interest to choose one. especially knowing Chris Godwin's coming off an injury that's
Pretty
he's
bad.
honestly pretty injury prone
It's
too.
horrific.
You're looking at a guy like Mike Evans who's probably gonna retire within the next 2-3 years. Obviously, you just got Bucky Irving, but that's probably the only guy you'll have that's strong
Yeah, that's
in
fair.
your wide receiver core.
So, I had him falling a pick before.
Oh, I have my elbow.
They didn't have a chance to pick him because I had the Seahawks getting Ime Ibuka.
Okay.
Feeling that Ohio State freakish love, just like the sick hex that Seahawk fans are, they fill in with the sick freaks of Ohio State and pick 2 Ohio State court wide receivers.
But that's honestly like,
I
Huh?
just hate the Seahawks.
yeah, you're just a Seahawks. You're also a 49ers fan.
And you're
which is
too
pretty,
biased.
Pretty sorry.
You're too biased.
I'm not biased at all.
They're not getting Kelvin Banks.
Calvin Banks Jr., offensive tackle out of Texas, with the Seattle Seahawks at pick 18. Honestly, I think this is the greatest pick the Seahawks could get in this draft.
Yeah,
Because,
it would be because it would be way too low.
just because of the fact that the Seahawks,
Just say you
Are the
don't like
greatest-
offensive tackles.
the greatest team in the NFL.
Just say you don't like people above 300 pounds. That are athletic. That are athletic.
He's very athletic. What do you mean?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You
How would I
haven't
not like him?
You haven't fallen way too low. He's not going that low.
No, he's. I love
Okay.
him. That's why I
Number
chose him.
17, the Bengals.
I have Jahdae Barron.
I have him
Quarterback out of
going.
Texas.
I am going sooner. That's the only reason I don't have him.
Okay.
I have Jalen Walker.
Okay, that's completely fine.
He's probably going sooner on your list, I think. haven't
Yes,
seen
I
him.
think I have Jalen Walker.
So- It kind of is tough to not go with Jalen Walker if he falls there. You need linebackers. Boom. Jalen Walker gets served on you like on a perfect platter. And that's where you just pick him.
I don't know if I have Jalen Walker. Oh,
The
wait, no, wait.
16,
Yeah, but
I have Josh Simmons.
16. Hold on, give me a
Yeah.
second. My thing is very slow, as you can see.
Yeah, it's being very weird.
I have Michael Williams, edge out of Georgia.
Very fair.
This is something that you're gonna need. I mean, there's
Yeah.
no way JJ
The
Watt's coming
Cardinals
back.
need a. I forgot he was on the team. I'm not gonna lie.
No, so do you see the thing where he was like, "Oh, I'll come back.
Oh, that's right.
I'll come back if the goalie doesn't allow a goal."
And then he didn't. Yeah, he didn't allow like 6 or something.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me see.
I know you're talking about now.
Yeah.
But I forgot about that. He's not coming back. So you do need edges and you need everything. So it's kind of like, what do you get? And I think you just go with Josh Simmons. I think you go with a talented tackle, protect your little midget in the backfield. Screw the Cardinals. Moving on.
yeah, we both of us don't like the Cardinals,
Luther Burden the third is my Falcons pick.
and that's fine. I have Shamar Stewart.
Okay, yeah, no,
Dude.
beautiful. Shamor is so talented.
Yeah,
He's
just yeah. I mean, that combine had me salivating and doing things I would never really do to him.
you freak boy. Yeah, no, he's freakishly athletic though, but he just didn't prove it in college. That's the only reason I haven't fallen. And Luther Burden's a freak talent. Like he's the perfect wide receiver for them. They need a wide receiver since they're kind of a little flawed there, and it fits perfectly.
Yeah.
14,
14, I have whatever McMillan.
Terracotta McMillan.
Yeah, Terracotta.
Terracotta McMillan. T-Mac. T-Mac.
Yeah, T-Mac. So
I don't.
realistically, there's one good wide receiver on the Colts, Michael Pittman, and
Whoa.
They-
Whoa. Josh Downs hate is not allowed in this room. Fantasy God. Josh Downs is so good in fantasy. He gets like 10 catches for 60 yards, but he got that 10 catches. I have Tyler Warren go to them. They need tight end. Boom. Tyler Warren fits perfectly.
Okay.
I think Tyler Warren falls earlier in your draft, I'm assuming. And that's why you just don't have
I would hope so.
yeah, Tyler Warren.
I would hope so.
Yeah, I would
No, I
assume
think he
he
does. I think he does.
Okay, 13.
For Miami, I have them picking Omarion Hampton
Fair.
out of North Carolina.
Yeah, they don't need a wide receiver, or running back, but they're freaks for one. Their coach is
Like,
literally like a running back coach.
Yeah.
Like,
I really just see.
and Omarion fits perfectly because he's
Yeah.
like that bruiser kind of talent versus Ajayi. No, not Jay. Oh, talk about a name pull.
What a name. I forgot
Jay
about him.
Ajayi. I don't remember what his name is.
Raheem Mostert.
No, the other one, the fast one. The really fast.
Devon Achane.
Yeah, Achan. Yeah. Wow, Jay Ajayi. Whew.
That's a pull.
That's
I remember.
such a bull.
I remember he would be on Sports Center like yelling at the
I
reporters.
He's good.
Like, he'd be like, "This is how you say my name."
Yeah, so I have him getting Barron.
Okay.
Fair. Like they need a corner. Boom, Barron. Will Johnson goes to the Cowboys.
Okay.
Now, it's the Cowboys.
Yeah.
There's
They
a
could
world.
need anything.
There's a world they just go with a quarterback. There's a world.
I think Jerry's a little too self-centered for that. I think he loves Dak. I'm not gonna lie.
I think he would just pick up.
Really, you think so?
Sanders, just have Sanders on the team. But Will Johnson is a very talented corner, and if they're smart, this is what they pick. Like, if they're being dumb and they're being Jerry, they'll pick something else, but Will Johnson is the perfect. But he's probably going to be like, we don't sell tickets in Texas with corners and defensive players.
Yeah.
We sell tickets with wide receivers and people we don't need. And that's why we drafted Jalen Milroe with the 12th overall pick.
That's great.
That's a perfect Jerry Jones.
Yeah, that's exactly what he do.
Who do you got?
I have Walter Nolan, defensive tackle. I mean, there's
I haven't fallen sooner. That's the only reason I don't have him there.
you probably have a couple of these next guys falling a little sooner.
You will. I have Mike Green going to the Niners.
Okay.
I think he fits perfect behind Bosa. Bosa and Mike Green on two edges is terrifying.
So, yeah, that would be, but the only thing is nobody's really afraid of the 49ers. So, like, it's kind of like...
We're both going to be bad this year. But one of us doesn't have an offensive line.
Who's we? Your
Seahawks are not winning
Who's
more than...
we?
Your
Oh,
Seahawks
my.
are not winning more than 9 games.
Ooh.
You are not
Wait,
going
is that a winning record, though? Oh, that's a winning record. That sounds amazing. As long as it's a winning record, I'm completely fine with it. There's
Why? I would rather just be trash this year. I'd rather just fully tank out and get a great talent.
I'd rather
That's
not.
fine. You can suffer in mediocrity.
I love it.
One of us has been to Super Bowls. The other one hasn't been to Super Bowl since their savior became old.
But that's fine, though. What's your record in those Super Bowls?
Shut up. 0-2.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought. Okay,
Did you ever play the Chiefs?
No, but
Exactly. You never ever play the Chiefs.
but we took Brady.
Oh yeah, you want to talk about Brady's Super Bowls?
We took Brady 4 quarters basically.
Yeah, what happened on the goal line?
It's just a blunder. Realistically, let's be realistic here. The Seahawks were the better team that day up until that point. Up until that point, the play calling was.
Hold on, can I ask you a hypothetical?
Yeah.
If you're on the 1-yard line and you have the best running back in the NFL or an all right wide receiver core and a pretty great quarterback, what would you do?
I'll throw the ball.
Yep, and that's why you're a Seahawks fan.
Throw the ball.
Moving on, because you're an idiot. Did you say who you had?
Will Johnson at 49ers pick.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
also. I would be very happy with either Mike Green or Will Johnson.
Yeah.
I would be happy with Mebu too, but if he fell. But talking about the Bears pick now,
Yeah, I'm picking
you have Mebu?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want Mebu, but I don't think I'm going to get him.
Yeah, I think he's falling.
He's
top
so
10.
fast.
No, like it's not even fast. He's like quick. Like direction changes everything.
Nice.
Like he's just beautiful.
He's not fast, he's quick.
No, there's a difference
I know,
between
I know.
fast and quick. Like Usain Bolt is fast.
But he's not he's
Quick.
agile.
Yeah.
Agile is the word.
DK Metcalf. Yeah.
Mebu's very agile and fast. He's freakishly perfect. I have him falling sooner than that. I have Kelvin Banks going to the Bears.
Okay.
Texas out of tackle out of Texas fits the team perfectly. The Bears just need offensive line. It doesn't even matter who it is, just offensive line talent. Perfect. Moving on. Saints. I have Walter Nolan.
Okay. And for the Saints, I have Shedeur Sanders. That's where I have him taking a QB.
Fair. No,
And-
that's a fair spot
yeah.
for him. It's kind of tough to predict where Shedeur is going. He could go to the Saints. He could go to the Raiders, I guess. No, they just got Geno. He could go as early as 2. He could also go as late as second round.
Mhm.
Like that's kind of where he's at right now.
And honestly, if we're being real about the Raiders right now, I think the Raiders are gonna be one of the most fun teams in the league this year. Geno
Geno and Brock.
Oh my God, that's gonna be not necessarily winning games, but
No,
They're gonna be fun.
It won't translate into anything, but it'll be something. I have Walter Nolan. So I already said that.
Yeah. So
Number 8.
for the Carolina Panthers, I have them taking Ashton Genty. I have
Okay.
him falling a little bit just because of the fact that I feel teams might take into account his
Size
his lack
and
of
played.
and that's
That's fair.
yeah.
From what I've heard from other teams, there's only one team that really wants him and won't let him slide, and that's the Jaguars.
Yeah.
So at number 8, I have the Panthers picking Mebu.
Okay.
They need offensive line. Mebu is the perfect talent for that.
Makes complete sense.
Besides for Will Campbell, there's not really much better talent than Mebu.
Yeah.
So number 7,
Tyler Warren, New York Jets.
okay. Tyler Conklin is good. And I feel like Tyler Warren would fit really well next to him. So I do see that really working well.
Yeah.
So we swapped our Colts and Jets picks.
Yeah.
I have T-Mac going to the Jets. Because I'm very high on... I was very high on when it started. I don't know if I told you. Or I don't remember who it was with. I was going to do a video on McMillan and Jackson Dart and how that would fix the Jets' future. Now looking at it, I don't think they'd go for McMillan, or I don't think they get Jackson Dart, but they do get McMillan still. I'm very high on McMillan, and I think he fits perfectly. Moving on, Raiders.
I have Mason Graham out of Michigan.
Same thing.
Yeah, okay. Perfect.
Mason Graham's perfect for the Raiders. They need defensive line. They get it with Mason Graham.
100%. I think that's perfect fit for them.
Jaguars.
I have a Jalen Walker.
Okay.
Jaguars.
That's fair. If Jalen Walker goes early, it wouldn't be surprised. They're fits perfectly. I have Ashton Gentry.
Okay.
Just because they have talked so much about Gentry, it's insane.
Yeah.
They are literally telling everybody who they want.
And that makes sense.
It's so dumb. Why would you tell people who you want? Now everyone who wants Gentry will just trade with the Pats, Giants, Browns, and Titans value all just went up so much.
But that's perfectly fine.
Or they're playing smoke and mirrors. And if they're playing smoke and mirrors, this was genius.
Watch them not even take Jets.
No, because
and they take someone like so bad.
Or
Like-
watch that they're faking this, and then somebody jumps up and drafts Gentry,
And then doesn't draft like a guy.
and then the Jaguars don't even draft like a running back.
Yeah,
they like
that's-
go with like Will Campbell or something.
that'll actually be like
That would be so 5-head.
insane.
It would be so genius. But at pick 4, I wouldn't be surprised if Patriots trade out. Let me just clarify that right out of the way. The Patriots probably trade out,
I see them trading out. And,
but Will Campbell's who I go with.
and I have Will Campbell.
He's great. He's the best tackle in this draft.
Yeah.
If there's a team that wants to trade up with them, it would be a team trading for Gentry. And I don't know what the Jags would do if they don't get Gentry. I wouldn't be surprised if the Raiders traded up. Just gave up like 2 firsts, their first this year and a first next year, for Gentry.
Yeah.
Will Campbell falls to the Jags, and then the Patriots get Mason Graham.
I think that's a good trade.
That's a great.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
probably how it'll unfold if that happens.
If there's
3,
one trade to make that makes that.
Number 3, the Giants. Again, another team I have traded out. Like, if I were to pick,
Yeah, probably.
trading way out. Because I think they would go with Jackson Dart later. Or earlier.
Yeah.
They would trade to, like, Bills level. Or just before the Steelers, depending on if Shador falls.
20 something. That's
Yeah, get, like, the Broncos pick. And just...
that. Yeah.
Or, like, I don't know who would want that pick, though. The Cowboys, probably. No, maybe the, like, Chargers or something. Who would want that?
I'll take the Seahawks.
I would take it too, but I would want Abdul Carter. I would trade with the Browns. I feel like the Browns pick is going to be more than the Giants. Obviously, they're a pick higher, but like, so I have Travis Hunter falling, and
Okay.
then Browns I have Abdul Carter, and then Tennessee I have Cam Ward. I think we have the exact same thing.
Yeah. So Giants have Travis Hunter, Browns Carter, and then Cam Ward.
Ward. So Titans might trade out. I've heard mixed things. But if they don't trade out with Cam Ward, if they do, they're going to try to get back to, like, just before the teams that need quarterbacks. So, like, number 6.
Yeah.
Give the Raiders a chance to get Abdul Carter or somebody they want, and then take Cam Ward later. Same thing for the Browns. I feel like the Browns will trade back and draft a quarterback.
Okay.
I think they're all, like, too high to draft a quarterback because of the talent ahead of them. But they're too the picks are too valuable
to
give
not
up.
draft. Yeah, like
Yeah,
you're in a weird position where like it's not what you need,
it's,
but that pick will change your team. 100%.
yeah, it's very important. And Abdul Carter and Myles Garrett is terrifying,
That'll actually be,
destructive.
especially with the money that he's about to get.
Oh
Myles
my
Garrett's gonna be
God.
playing like crazy.
I wouldn't be surprised if this draft ended up with like 5 quarter. It could be like a 6 quarterback draft in the first round, or it
like
could be like one.
Like one.
It could literally just be Cam Ward and then maybe Shador Sanders in the 21.
And that makes complete sense because for me it's just such a weak QB class. Even Cam Ward is not necessarily.
Cam Ward's my favorite out of all of them, but
Yeah,
he's
me
still
too.
like my 8. Like,
Yeah, like honestly, I do not see Cam Ward even being a top 20 quarterback in the league.
I don't even see that it's bad quarterback class. I think it's bad because everybody else is so good.
Yeah,
I think Abdul Carter is one of the best prospects we've seen in a hot minute. Same thing for Hunter, same thing for Campbell, same thing for Gentry, same thing for Mason, T-Mac, Amebu. Like, there's so much talent below them that it's kind of hard to fit it in.
yeah, it's
Pause.
very hard. I mean, fitting it in is gonna be really easy,
Okay.
especially when you got so much room
Way
like
to
like
lead.
the Titans do.
Way
You
to
know,
lead right back into that. All right, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if the Titans trade back, but we have to see how it all unfolds. We are 2 hours away.
yep, it's
That's all I really got for y'all. Do you have any predictions for the NBA draft or NBA playoffs?
Knicks
Okay,
beat
never mind.
Knicks beat the
Your picks aren't valid.
anybody. Knicks beat anybody in
So
6.
you're a Knicks fan? Oof. I'm sorry for you.
Sorry, what do you mean we're in the playoffs?
You're losing in the first round, bud. It's okay.
No, we're not.
Any hockey predictions?
I don't know that much about hockey, but I think the Winnipeg Jets are gonna win the Stanley Cup.
Actually, you know what? That's a pretty valid pick.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, I like because I pay attention. I pay
Yeah.
attention to hockey. I'm not an avid hockey watcher, but I think the Winnipeg Jets are probably the
Have
best
you watched
team.
playoff hockey yet?
Oh, I love playoff hockey.
Playoff hockey's awesome.
Playoff hockey is probably second best playoffs.
What's first? NFL?
MLB.
I disagree. I think playoff hockey's number 1.
Okay, and I'm honestly I'm not mad
I
at
think
that.
playoff
That's
hockey's
valid.
1. I think NFL's 2. I think MLB's 3. NBA's 4.
NBA is the worst playoffs. I'm like I don't know how to explain this.
I don't know how to fix it.
There's
Right
no-
now,
there's-
this
Because
season is
basketball
really good.
basketball in itself is not necessarily an extremely entertaining sport.
It is, but it's like it's hard to pick because what are you gonna do? Like
It's not like baseball where you, can
can't
change
do-
the rules.
You can't do one game
You can't do one game
because then,
and 7 also feels like
Too much.
Yeah,
but
you could do it, but you could do it in the way that baseball does it, where it's
giving them a lot
wild
of credit
card.
though.
Wild card is a 3-game series,
Yeah, that's
And
what they
then-
used to do.
and then division is a 5-game
But
series.
giving
and
them a lot of credit. This playoffs have been great.
it's been great, but we're also very very.
But it's very
short.
It's
into
very
it.
boomer bust because it's like we can have the
very entertaining
Grizzlies-
games. Yeah.
Grizzlies lose by 50 and then have the Clippers win by 3 in a back-to-back game where it got back and forth the entire series. Like, that's kind of
Yeah.
where NBA playoffs is at.
The only thing with NBA, it's just for me, it's just very unappealing at this point in time. You know, obviously as a kid, you used to watch it, but I feel like there's nobody that, like as a kid, you had these guys, James Harden. You know what I'm saying?
James Harden still plays.
Yeah, no, I know, but I'm saying like you had Russell Westbrook. You had these guys that like you could be a fan of. Nowadays in the NBA, there's not really.
I'm very
That much to
I
that
love
extent.
James Harden.
No, I mean I love James Harden too, man. I was like a Rockets fan, bro.
I don't know why I'm a
because
big
of him.
fan of James Harden. I just like the way he just makes everybody mad.
And that's me with Russell Westbrook. And you know who I honestly love in the NBA? Like if I was to say my favorite player in the NBA right now, it's Drew Holiday.
Drew Holiday's so fun.
I
He's
love
such
Drew
a good
Holiday.
defender. Who else is good?
There's probably a couple other
Yeah,
guys that are
playoff Paulo's so cool.
yeah. I like
It's
how
fun.
it randomly gets cold out of nowhere.
Yeah, this is my room. It's hot nonstop, and then it's cold randomly. It's because I'm hot. It's hot because I'm in the room.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when I leave, it gets really cold. It's weird.
I think it's actually the
It's
opposite.
just my aura. It keeps changing.
Oh, the
it.
aura?
Like it gets cold when I'm being cool. When
Speaking about aura, Darian Porter is gonna be defensive rookie of the year.
yeah, no, keep dreaming. I think we'll wrap it up though.
Okay.
Thank you all for watching the Chuck Sports Podcast.
Yeah, thank
If
you.
you like this kind of content, subscribe. Watch the shorts. The shorts are really good. I work on those every day like a slave.
Please
I'll
watch
wake
those
up.
shorts.
I'll wake up and do master's work. That's crazy to say. But I wake up and I record those, and then I go to bed, and then I wake up and I record those. Tune in. Those are great content.
Amazing content.
You've not watched any of the shorts.
I actually have.
Oh.
You really think I don't watch it?
No.
I really like
We're
it.
doing good, though. The channel's growing. I love to see it.
Yeah,
We're at like 86 subscribers right now.
And growing. And
Hopefully
growing.
hitting 100 soon. We might have to do 100 special.
Yeah, we'll do 100 special.
Oh, we should eat JMO burgers for 100.
What's it, Jim? Oh, you told me about that. What's it?
McFlurry and a burger.
Oh, yeah. I'll
McDonald's
do that.
burger.
Oh, I'll
Yeah.
do that 100%.
We're gonna do like a JMO. We're gonna do a special for 100. Like a JMO burger, or we'll go to a game or something.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Little. I mean,
business
it'll
expense.
be baseball.
It'll be like $3 to get into the stadium for the
Oh,
for the Rays.
Oh, no, they're kind of expensive.
We'll figure it out. Thank y'all for watching.
It depends, though. It depends.
We'll see y'all in the next one.